glare really sucks right here. Let me see if I can stop that glare up. Can't stop it. Anyway, oh, there we go. Rise and grind, boys and girls. Rise and grind. Enrique here. In today's video, we're going to talk about the truck, talk about everything that's been going on. Well, folks, I told you there was some big changes coming. Here it is. Here's the big changes. I'm here at Santarama in Austin. And I just got these made for the truck and the trailer that I bought. So, here we are. And so it begins.
So, what are you doing today?
Today's my niece's birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Whisper.
Happy birthday to you.
Blow out the candle.
Please don't.
Yay. Turn your chair on.
I did. It was on.
Happy birthday. I'm just waiting for it to dry.
Helen, we have an owl out here. Birthday.
Can I buy one?
Lisa's birthday.
Yeah. A new chapter starting.
What did you do on the Valentine's Day?
Well, this is what I've been talking about. We're not talking about. So as you can see, I'm here at Santarama in Austin, Texas, and Sashi, the owner of Santarama, made me some new decals. Truck number 01, 433 trucking, USDOT MC, legit. Trailer number 433. Logo on the side of the trailer looks good. Let me back up so you can see it. Needs to be bigger, but I thought it was going to be too big. And then the back door is just going to have one logo on the right side and then numbers. And here's poor Sashi trying to get the big one on. And there you have it. There you have it, boys and girls. 433 Trucking. 433 Enterprises LLC is officially officially on the road. Well, almost. To be honest, I'm waiting for the state of Texas now to send me my paperwork. But everything else is done. So there you go. Let's do a little walk around real quick. Side logo could have been bigger. That looks good. That looks really good. My truck needs a bath. No more Railport. Railport was great. Thank you. But now 433 is the way we're going. 433. And there you have it. This poor guy worked his butt off trying to get that thing straight. There you go. Stay tuned. We're going to talk more about what's going on. Well, here's the next step. So long, Ohio. Because now you're in Texas. Good morning, boys and girls. Rise and grind. Today, I'm going to tell you what's going on. 433 Trucking. Good afternoon. Well, I can't say rise and grind because it's already the afternoon. So, a little update. I just picked up my first load as 433 Trucking LLC, a division of 433 Enterprises. I first started this process on February 8th is when I first submitted my paperwork and it was my last day with Railport. So I went through a bunch of different hoops that I had to jump through. One of the hoops was my business was established in Missouri, and in order to drive in Texas, I had to establish my business as a foreign entity doing business in Texas. One of the reasons for doing that was the alternative was to start a new business in Texas and close my business down in Missouri, and that would have meant I would have got issued a new EIN number, and that would have basically meant my business would start all over from square one, and the 2 years that I'm going to be coming up on this year that my business has been a business would be gone. So that wasn't an option, starting all over fresh, but I had to do what I had to do. So I filed as a foreign entity. The first set of paperwork I filed as a foreign entity, my CPA guy put 433 Enterprises twice on line 1A and line 1B, and my paperwork got rejected because it should have only been on line 1A. So it took 12 days to process that paperwork, to get it back in the mail to tell me that it was rejected. And they gave a reason why. They showed me why, which that was really nice of them. But I had to take my name off 433 Enterprises off the second line and resubmit my paperwork. So it cost me $750 to have the paperwork processed, or it actually cost me $750 to become a foreign entity doing business in Texas, and it cost an extra $20 to have the paperwork processed. It said 5 to 7 business days, but it didn't take 5 to 7 business days. So 16th business day, I finally got approved, got my paperwork. So then it was time to go to DMV. First time I went to the DMV, that's when I found out I had to be a foreign entity. Second time I went to the DMV, I had the foreign entity paperwork filed, but they said I didn't have the right paperwork, that I needed to have a certificate of formation, which I didn't form my business in Texas, so there's no way I would have that. And took me about a week of calling the state and calling the DMV and this and that to realize that the application I submitted had to be stamped and dated when it was filed, and that's what Texas considers their certificate of organization or certificate of formation, which does not say anything about that anywhere. Didn't say that in the instructions on how to become a foreign entity, nothing. So I get that squared away, get a copy of that. I go back down to the DMV. The first 2 trips, for lack of a better word, I had to deal with this guy that was not a very pleasant person. He looked like Alex Rodriguez, and I don't know if you guys know who that is, famous baseball player. But luckily I didn't get him. So I got to get the other guy, and he went through all my paperwork, and he said, you got everything you need. Then I pull out my checkbook, because on the front of the DMV and on each window it says checks only, no credit cards, no debit cards. So I went to write him a check, and he told me it had to be cash or a cashier's check, which nowhere did that say that. Nowhere did Alex Rodriguez tell me that. But because it was starting a new account, they would only take cash or cashier's check. So the guy said that way there's no chance possible that I'm going to write a bad check and get my plates and not, and basically do it writing a bad check, which I understand, but they could have told me. So I left, went to the bank, got the money. It cost me $1,965 to get my apportion plates in Texas. And I paid it, got my apportion plates. Yippee. Thought I was going to be able to run some loads. Next step was getting a hold of IFTA and filing my paperwork with IFTA. So I got a hold of IFTA, and I was told that I should have submitted my application while I was trying to get my apportion plates for my truck. Nowhere does it say to do that in any of the information for IFTA. And the lady proceeded to tell me that it was 4 to 6 weeks it was going to take to process it, because they're overloaded and they're working from home because of COVID and blah, 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 blah. That I should have submitted my paperwork early. So I submitted all my paperwork, and she said if I paid for a FedEx overnight shipping label and I email it to them, that I could possibly get it earlier. So for about the last week or so, I've been calling every day to see if they started to process my application. They kept saying no, 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 no. And then I asked if there was a way that I could buy a temporary permit, IFTA permit, and they said I could go through a third party permit company. And then the lady said, well, you can run in the state of Texas without IFTA, because IFTA is just to basically, once I leave the state, IFTA takes care of the other states once I leave the state, which I kind of knew that, but I didn't think I could do that without having IFTA on my truck. So, long story short, I went ahead and booked a load yesterday, picked up this morning, delivers on Friday. Now, the only problem that I see with doing that is staying within the state of Texas is there's not a lot of good paying loads. There's not in Texas. Away from Texas, coming back into Texas, pretty decent loads. Here, not so decent. And here's the other thing. I've been actually sitting since February 8th. So I've been sitting for over a month, and I haven't been out here, so I don't know what the fuel costs are or what they went up to or any of that other stuff. And passed a couple gas stations on my way to pick up my truck this morning and realized, holy smokes, fuel's going to be expensive. And I've been kind of talking to other truck drivers, and they've said that fuel is expensive in California and Arizona. And I thought, well, shoot, Texas makes its own fuel. Why would it be so expensive here? We make our own fuel. Well, greed. That's all I can say. Greed. So, yeah. I'm hauling my first load. 433 Enterprises LLC. Doing business as 433 Trucking. Got my new trailer on the truck. Got my decals on the truck. Completely set up with everything. And I am stoked. Man, it's been a tough road to get here. One thing I'm gonna say about a lot of this is hindsight's always 20/20. I could have paid a company $1,200 to process all my paperwork that needed to be processed in order to get my own authority, to get my CAP card, which is my registration and plates, and to get my IFTA. You know, like I said, hindsight's always 20/20. It's a lot cheaper to pay somebody to do all the legwork, and then you just pay the fees. So, but I'm already here. I've learned a lot on the way. When it comes to helping a friend of mine who's going to start his own authority, when it's time for him, I'm going to have all the answers that he needs on how to do this easy. So there's a plus in that, I guess. But yeah, this is just a quick little video, just giving you guys an update that 433 Trucking is on the road, hauling our first load for TQL, and many more to come. I've already booked my second load that picks up after I deliver on Friday, and I'll talk more about that on that video. But here we are, 433 Trucking. We are on the road, and I'm stoked to be on the road, let me tell you. So anyway, thanks for following along. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. That's cool. I know my videos have been far and few between, but I'm going to try to post some more videos now that I'm completely on my own, completely doing my own thing, running my own authority, running my own trucking business, and I am happy to be here. So thanks for all the support. Thanks to my wife, Sarah, for sticking with me and helping me through all this and keeping me calm. And I'll talk to you guys down the road. Peace.